Hello everybody, and welcome back to Factorio. It's been a few days since I've looked at this factory, so we're gonna have to kind of see where we're at and figure out what we're gonna do next. So it looks like we have blue science now, so I'm just gonna go check on our labs real quick. So let's see. Oh, that's oil, not labs. Labs are up here. There we go. So looks like we're running low on red science actually in order to keep research going. So let's actually see if we can fix that. Try to resolve some bottlenecks today. And then I think we researched better, yeah, power armor. So we want to try to get blue chips going and electric engine units going, so that way we can start getting our power armor, and then that will let us get this other stuff, which will be really nice. So, yeah. So we've already upgraded our green science to blue assembly machines. We can add... Let's go ahead and queue up our next research. We'll just keep moving research right along. Let's see if we can add like 4 more of these without depleting this stuff. I think it might though, but we'll try. We'll try, see what happens. Oh my gosh, I still have a few of these left. There we go. Copy paste. I don't have yellow belts anymore, so we'll just use red belts. It's fine. And then yeah, we're probably going to need to add another one of these inserters. So how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? I have an idea. It's going to be a little sloppy, but I have an idea. Copy paste, copy paste. In, out. In. And then we're going to go out that way. And I'm just going to merge it right on. Told you guys it was a little sloppy. Whoops. There we go. And then let's go ahead and throw some power poles on there. And there we go. Now we've increased that production. Things are still continuing to stack up, which is fine. So let's throw some more on here. Copy, paste. Alright, that should help the green science a little bit. Let's make sure things are actually still stacking up. I think we should be okay. We might even be able to stack up a little bit more, because why not? We have a little bit more room left, might as well just take it. Let's do 2 more. Okay. Let's see, military science is all backed up. Let's take a look at our red science. Red science is down here somewhere, right? No. Red science is, oh, red science is up here. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the next research. So hopefully that helps with the green science a little bit. We also need to work on the red science, like I said. Looks like our oil stuff is all backed up because not all of our pump jacks are going. Yep, sure enough. But let's resolve the red science first. And then we'll resolve... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do 8. And then I'm going to need to do another one of these guys. There we go. Something like that. Okay, I don't have any more of those, which is fine by me. Then let's bring this guy up. And there we go. More red science. Easy peasy. Hopefully that helps. We shall see. Does look like the gears are stacking up, so we have plenty of gear production. If needed, we can always add even more red science to our line there. Let's keep doing our research. And yeah, looks like our labs are happy again. Or at least happy enough, since I don't have research queue turned on. Let's take a look at oil. I just want to make sure that everything looks okay there. So I know we've got the lubricant coming down. Let's see, we've got our crude oil going up. Crude oil goes up. Yeah, not all of these are burning. Why aren't all of these burning? Because petroleum gas is actually blocked. We're not using petroleum gas fast enough? Is that the problem? Start our next research. Petroleum gas is indeed basically full. Petroleum gas is being pumped out this way in order to go to plastic. The same that's being pumped into plastic is also being pumped here to go to sulfur. Plastic and sulfur are backed up, so that explains why they're not using all the petroleum. And then we are turning petroleum into solid fuel. But we're not consuming the solid fuel fast enough in order to keep things moving. Oh, I actually do have Q turned on. Yay, go me! I thought I didn't. My bad. Let's just queue everything up then. Okay. We can add to our to our rocket fuel production here. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's basically double it. It's always a good plan. So what I did there was I copy and pasted the existing structure, right? So Control C, and then you box select, and then it grabs it in your hand, and then you can shift left click to place, or just left click to place if there's nothing in the way. And now I've got a blueprint to work off of, basically. Oops. Don't mind me. This will consume more light oil too, but I think that's going to be fine. And then I don't need that bit. And there we go. Oh wait, you need power poles. There we go. More rocket fuel! Hooray! And then the light oil is constantly just being fed into the rocket fuel first, and then we have circuits for everything else. So yeah, I think we're doing alright here. Okay. But overall, I'm not too concerned about petroleum backing up a little bit. That should be fine. But we can always expand rocket fuel production, right? I forgot to place the lights down. Let's do that real quick. And then I'm debating whether or not to increase our rocket fuel production even further or no. But we'll just let it ride for a while. It's fine. It's fine. Let's just keep going. So, let's see. So we can start working our way towards bots, maybe. Oops, I got myself caught here. So let's work our way back down to our bus. No, red science still isn't keeping up, and blue science isn't keeping up either. We may need to expand both. So let's do that. Let's expand red science even more. And we are out of assemblers, so we will need to get more from our mall. Where are our assemblers? There they are. Okay, how's our gears looking? Gears are still stacking up overall, I think. So I think we can throw on a couple more. There we go. And then if I need to throw on another gear assembler, I can. And it looks like I may need to, so let's do that. No worries. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay, now let's go take a look at our blue science and see what we can do to speed that up potentially. See if there's a fast and easy way to do that. So we've already got lots of engines going. We've already got a whole lot of blue science here. We've already got 24. How many engines do we have? We have 22 engines, so we would need even more engines in order to expand this out, I think. How do I want to do this? Or maybe I'll just let it ride and I'll use modules later. You know what I could do? What level modules do we have? Level 2s. Oh, but they need blue circuits. These ones don't, though. Let's start automating modules, and we can start throwing those into our labs, and then that way we'll get more science for our buck. Let's also grab some more belts, because we're going to need those. Lots of belts, actually. So head back up to our mall here. Sorry, just turning this down a little bit. Okay, where do we have belts? There they are. And then blue inserters. And then I'm not worried about replacing my yellow inserters. I'll just use blue inserters for everything. How's electricity doing? Not good. Electricity is not good, actually. So we need to either add more steam, or we need to throw down some solar panels. And I might throw down some solar panels. Do we have substations automated somewhere? I don't think we do. Substations require copper, steel, and advanced circuits. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and add some over here. Pull from over here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you're going to do substations. The reason for the substations is I have a pretty sweet blueprint that, again, I stole from Catherine of Sky. Let's see, what do we need? 10 steel, 5 pipe, 5 advanced circuits. So we can have, for a solar farm blueprint, it's pretty sweet. Excuse me. Okay. So we're gonna do a combined copper advanced circuit belt. So let's do that. This is gonna be a little bit tricky. Maybe I should move this down actually. Like there. That'll be a little bit better. Okay. Combined copper and steel. Oh wait, sorry. Combined copper and advanced circuit, right? Yeah, combined copper and advanced circuit. So here's the advanced circuits. And then the copper's coming down that way. So we want to do that. Oh, this will be fine. It's not ideal, but it'll be fine. Okay, there's that. And then here we want the steel. And there we go. We want to go ahead and get this stuff powered on. And there we go. And now we're going to get substations. Let's go ahead and keep research going. Okay. So let's go ahead and figure out where to put all my extra inventory stuff. Let's put away the train stuff for now, because I'm going to want lots of inventory space. Lots and lots of inventory space. Let's go ahead and unblock that too. Throw all those in there. Let's throw all these in there. Let's throw all these in there. Train stops. Steel furnaces use bricks, so here you go. Also use steel, so there you go. What uses plastic? Red circuits use plastic. So let's go ahead and feed plastic to you. And then red circuits themselves get used by substations, so here you go. And then copper is also used by the substations, so there you go. Coal is used by the smelters. Trust me, you want to make sure that you get this all cleaned up before you start placing solar farms, because you use a lot of solar farms. Rocks up here. There we go. And then pumps we can put away over, where's our pumps? There they are. Okay, that's pretty cleaned up. That looks alright. Cleaned up enough. Let's grab a stack of substations, or as much as we have at this point. And then we're going to have to make a couple of trips, but that should be okay. Nice. We got a stack of substations already. Okay, where do we want to put solar? Suppose we could just put solar up here. Should be fine. So let's go grab, I'm going to start with the accumulators. Just because based on the blueprint, the accumulators are a little bit easier to deal with when manually placing the blueprint down. Later on when we get bots set up, it's not going to be a problem. But let's start with the accumulators first. I'm just going to grab all the accumulators I can, which is awesome. I'll grab however many solar panels I can as well, just to fill the inventory out. And let's throw substations here on the hotbar, and let's go build a solar farm. Maybe even two, because yeah, power is not looking great. It's not dying yet, but it's not looking great. So while the power is running low like this, you're going to notice machines moving slower. The inserters are moving a lot slower. Assemblers are going to assemble slower. Miners are going to mine slower. The whole factory slows way down, and it starts a spiral of death, especially as the miners move slower. If the miners move slower, then that means less coal is going to get to the steam engines, and eventually the steam engines will run out of fuel, like you see here. Steam engines are running out of fuel here. Now, one thing we can do to quickly alleviate this is let's upgrade this whole thing to red belts. And then that way the steam engines will get what they need. Oh, psh, I forgot. I do not have any inventory space left. So hold on. This was a bad time to do this, but I'm noticing the problem and I want to fix it now before I forget to fix it. If we upgrade all of this to red belts, it's just going to allow more coal to flow more quickly. Oh hey, there's my dump chest that I was looking for before. So now hopefully that should help a little bit. We shall see. And then let's go ahead and dump the coal in here. I think I might dump the solid fuel in here too, just to spend it. No, I can't dump it in there because the coal's in there. Okay, well, whatever. Whatever, I think we're okay now. Okay. We'll drop our our yellow belts off later. Let's go ahead and place the solar farm. So let's go up here, and like I said, I'm going to steal it from a blueprint here. But you can place solar panels however you want, but I like this blueprint a lot just because it looks really cool, and it's got a nice balance of solar panels and accumulators. Plus it also has radars and roboports built into the blueprint. We're not going to place the roboports right now because we haven't automated them yet. But yeah, if you see, it looks really cool. It's got a nice design, and it's got a really nice balance, like I said, of solar panels to accumulators ratio in order to get that balanced out nice and easy. Uses substations for power in order to maximize the amount of or to minimize the amount of space that the power poles take. It's a fantastic blueprint. I like it a lot. So let's go ahead and start with the substations. Get all of them placed. And then as you guys can see, based on this design, the solar panels take up a lot of space, right, compared to the accumulators. So that's why I wanted to place the accumulators first, kind of get them out of the way, because it's really easy to kind of work around them. Pick them up, place them right back down, that kind of thing, to move around the blueprint as you place it. Whereas if I place the solar panels first, it makes it really difficult to place everything else down. So that's why I went with the accumulators first. But we'll make a second trip and we'll finish off the solar panels. Easy peasy. Let's make sure I don't forget any of the substations here. Need to chop some of this down. More wood, hooray for me! Whoops. If you hold the right mouse button down while you run around like this, it's not going to pick up the blueprint. So instead of right-clicking on every tree, just hold the mouse button down, and then as you run into trees, you'll just grab them. But that also means you'll grab any substations too that I've already placed. I can't insert the wood. I can't insert the wood. So let's go ahead and temporarily just place a chest down for wood. Okay. And rocks and anything else that we get. And then we'll clean up our inventory again before grabbing the solar panels. Now the thing I like about the solar energy is it's basically free once you actually craft all of the solar panels and accumulators. You don't need to continually feed it coal or anything like that. It's sun powered, right? So as the coal patches start to run dry, you don't really got to worry about it anymore because the solar will still work, right? So you pay the upfront cost of building a lot of solar panels and a lot of accumulators and a lot of everything, right? So you pay that upfront cost, but then down the line you just don't have to care. It's great. It's awesome. Let's go ahead and get this connected to power as well, just so that way we can make sure we're not missing anything here. I'm going to go ahead and place the lights and accumulators next. So these are blinking red because they don't have any power. And that is because the factory is not producing enough extra power in order to power the accumulators to store power into the batteries. So that's what the solar panels are going to be for. But for now, we're going to just place all the accumulators down, let them blink red and angry, and then once we get the solar panels placed down, then the accumulators will start to get any excess power that the factory generates, because the solar panels will generate a lot of extra power for us. And then from there, they'll start to charge up, and then the accumulators will discharge their power at night in order to keep the factory running as the solar panels run out of sun, right? Because that makes sense. Solar panels don't work at night, but the accumulators can. So they store up extra electricity generated during the day, and then they release that stored up electricity at night to keep your factory running. It's really quite nice. I'm hoping I don't have to do more than 2 of these blueprints before we get to bots. Because even though it's not too bad of a blueprint to place down, it takes a while, as you can see, because there's just a lot that has to be placed down. So I'd rather have bots take care of this while we focused on something else in the factory. So I'm hoping we can get to bots sooner rather than later, but let's fix our power problems first. Oh my gosh, my mouse accuracy today is not good. But that's okay. We're not speedrunning, so it's fine. Going to just place that for now. That way we've got it. Having these things red and blinking angrily at me anyway is nice and helpful because it just helps me see whether or not I've missed any of the ghosts that get placed down when you place down the blueprint. Yep, this is definitely the most interesting part of the playthrough, I'll tell you what. Placing down solar farms is not the most engaging thing of all time. So it's all... but it's all good. Once we get this set up, we'll be in pretty good shape, I think. Like I said, we'll have the bots place the rest. As we need to expand power, we'll just have the bots expand power for us. They're really quite convenient that way. The bots are just very convenient in general. We're almost done with the accumulators. Okay, I think that's all the accumulators. So let's go ahead and start placing on whatever solar panels we got. Again, we don't have that many, but let's place what we have. And then we'll go back and get more and return the accumulators. You can see the accumulators flickering on occasionally. Again, they're just taking whatever extra electricity they can get and charging. And then when the factory needs electricity, the accumulators will release. And we're kind of at that awkward stage where our factory is not quite generating enough, but then the solar panels will generate just enough to help the accumulators charge up a little bit. And then the factory demands a lot more than we currently have, so then the accumulators just immediately release their charge. It's kind of an awkward stage, but we'll get past it soon enough. Okay. Let's pick up our extra stuff that we left here. Let's go clean our inventory up, drop off our accumulators, and then pick up solar panels. And let's figure out where we can put this solid fuel. Probably just dump it into the rocket fuel. Since, you know, that's what's using it the most right now. I know our train is using it as well, but yeah. Man, poor blue science. There we go. Now our solid fuel is constantly being used, so we're in pretty good shape there. That'll keep our petroleum under control. Alright, let's go clean up our inventory. I love our oil setup, by the way, guys. It is so awesome. So awesome. It's almost completely set it and forget it. Again, you just got to go back and monitor occasionally, make sure everything is working, make sure that things aren't backed up. But with the circuits that we got set up, it's pretty nice. It's pretty set it and forget it. It balances itself really well, I think. Looks like we're starting to run low on iron. And that's because I think our miners are starting to run out. Because we've got the steel. Yeah, we don't have a lot more iron coming in. It's starting to run dry, so we're going to have to solve that soon-ish. But we'll resolve that in due time. We can do another train, maybe. Where's our next iron? Our closest iron. That might not even need to be trained. But we could. We could train it as well and just throw it onto our train network. And then have a iron drop-off come off. So, yeah, not bad. It wouldn't be hard to add it to the train network. But we'll deal with that in just a little bit, like I said. So let's see here. I'll take that back out, because now I know where the other dump chest is. Throw the extra stone in here, too. And then get rid of our extra yellow belts. Okay. Grab a couple more of those. And then let's drop off the accumulators. And let's pick up more solar panels until we're nice and full. And then let's go drop off our light armor now that I know where that dump chest is. Looks like our copper's starting to run a little dry too, which also makes sense because we don't have that much copper. We have a lot of train stations we need to add. We need to add a copper train station or two right here. Add a iron train station. This is going to be awesome. Sadly, we might not get to bots for a little while because I want to deal with any resource shortages first. But we'll get to bots soon enough. Having bots is really nice. It really is. But I want to make sure that the factory is always running as smooth as possible. So, yeah. Again, electricity is going okay now because of the accumulators plus the steam. You can see the accumulators are discharging their electricity to keep the factory running at night. And if we take a look at the electricity, you can see our accumulators are not discharging a large amount because the steam electricity is covering most of it. But eventually, once we get enough solar farms built out, the steam engine, the steam electricity will be contributing almost nothing to the power. We could, even after a while, we could even completely cut it off. And then use coal for something else like oil liquefaction or coal liquefaction to basically convert coal into oil. But you don't really need that until mega basing anyway, because we have plenty of oil. We have so much crude oil. Oh my goodness. The trees were bumping me all over the place. So let's just get rid of them. That's what you guys get for bumping me all over the place. You get dead. Okay, let's finish these corners off first, and then I'll do the inside. If you guys want me to share the blueprint book that I'm using for this solar field and for some of the other stuff, I can. But again, I would recommend that you guys do your first playthrough or two without using any blueprints at all. I'm using this blueprint mostly out of convenience, because placing solar panels, if you watch the tutorial series, you can see placing solar panels is not difficult to do. You can have tons of solar panels placed down and then tons of accumulators placed down somewhere else. Again, this is just more for convenience and because I think the blueprint looks cool. So that's why I'm using it, not necessarily because I don't know how to place solar panels. Solar in concept is really easy in Factorio. You literally just build the panels, connect them to power, connect the power that your solar panels are in range of to your main power grid, and then your solar panels will generate electricity for your factory. And then the accumulators are batteries, right? They store the power generated by the solar panels and your factory during the day, so that way they can discharge their electricity at night when solar panels are dead. And that's it. Solar is really straightforward. So we've almost got this thing built. So all I need to do now is fill in the center area, and then I will be all done for this field. And then we can move on to something more interesting. Not that solar power isn't interesting, it's just that placing it all down is not all that interesting. There's two main drawbacks to solar energy use in Factorio. The first is the upfront cost. You have to build all of this stuff, and it uses a lot of materials, right? But in Factorio, the resources are unlimited, right? The map is unlimited, so your resources are unlimited. So that's not too much of a drawback, but it does use a lot of materials because there's a lot of this. The other drawback is it uses a lot of space. So it's very annoying to put down manually, as you guys can see, because we have to put down a lot to even help out our power situation at all. It's very space inefficient, but again, because the map is limitless in Factorio, that's not too much of a drawback. It's only a drawback when you're placing it down manually like I am here, because it takes a while to place. But again, once we have bots up and running, that's not a concern either. Your bots can just place it for you. And you don't even have to worry about it. And then you just tell the bots, hey, place down this blueprint. And the bots will be like, okay. And they'll just do it. It's awesome. Okay. That solar field is done. Let's queue up any other research that we can. We're almost done with all the research we can research with our current science levels. And you can see now we're producing a little bit in excess. You can see the solar panels are doing the bulk of the electricity. Steam is still contributing. If we laid another field of solar panels, then the steam would contribute even less and the solar panels would take care of it. And then we've charged up all of our accumulators with all of the excess electricity that can be generated by the factory, so that way at night the steam will kick all the way in and the solar panels will all die out. So as you can see, as the sun is setting right now in game, the solar panels are depleting. They're not able to generate the electricity anymore. And then as soon as the solar panels are completely depleted, then from there, whatever the steam can't cover, the accumulators will cover. So they'll discharge what they need to discharge in order to back up the steam power to keep the factory fully powered at night. So that's how that works. And then like I said, once you get enough solar panels placed down, you'll just be able to completely cut off steam entirely and just run completely on solar. But I'm not really in the mood to place another solar farm here, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave steam on. So let's go ahead and empty our inventory out. And then let's go deal with our resource shortages. So yeah, we're going to need to pick up our train stuff up again. We're going to expand our train network to deal with the shortages. And it is all good. Because yeah, we're not getting a good flow of iron anymore in here to our plates. So we'll need more of that. We're still getting a good flow of copper, but we've started increasing the amount of copper that we're using. So we're running out of copper sooner. So yeah, we just need to improve that in general. Let's go ahead and throw some lights over here by the accumulator so we can see. Okay, and then dump all that in there. Throw our wood in our wood chest over here. There you go. And then I'm gonna... That's fine, I can keep all the pipes, underground pipes, that's fine. Let's see, any other garbage in my inventory that I don't really want? No, not really, but we are going to need more stack inserters. So where did I put the stack inserters? There we are. Because we're going to be building more train stations. And train stations are going to need lots of stack inserters to be super effective. And then we're going to grab a bunch of train stuff. So let's grab some medium power poles here. And then let's grab a bunch of rail. Like, let's say like 2,000 rail. For now. We'll grab our leftover stops. Our signals from last time. Chain signals. Our small stack of these guys, maybe another stack of cargo wagons because we're going to be building a couple of these. And I think, let's take a quick look and think about this just to make sure that I'm not doing more runs of shame, right? So we've got the rails we need, we've got the stops, we've got the signals, we've got the trains, we've got the inserters, we need the mining drills. Mining drills. It's a good thing I stopped and thought about that for a second. What else? We have enough big power poles. We do. Maybe get another stack of steel chests just in case we need them. Because again, we're going to be building multiple train stations here. We may have to come back for more rails. I'm going to grab one more stack of rails. But we may have to come back for more. Alright, so what do we want to deal with first? I think I want to deal with the iron first, so let's do that. So let's head on down. Head on down. Something else you guys can do, I don't like to do this very often myself, but something you guys can do is, in order to minimize the amount of running you're doing like this, when you need to go out and venture out into the map, you can build a car. Cars are obviously a lot faster than running. And then you can drive the car around. I don't like it as much because I just don't like to drive cars. They're not fun for me to drive. But we'll get running a lot faster once we get these exoskeletons up and running. That'll be sweet. Alright, so here we've got this nice big iron patch. So let's go ahead and lay out our mining. You guys know how this goes at this point. Solving the resource problems. Gotta solve all the resource problems. We may run out of mining drills before we even finish up covering this patch. But all good. We can always go back and get more. We've only got one assembly machine making them though. So we're using them faster than our assembly machine can make them. But by the time we get the train and everything set up, our assembly machine should be caught up to us. So I'm not too terribly worried about it. I don't think we need to gather that stone just right up there at the moment. I think we can wait on that. Let's go ahead and plan out the rest. So that way we can get a good count of the total number of miners we're going to be using. And then that way we can take the right balancer from our blueprint book. And then balance everything appropriately and then feed it right into the trains. Okay. So let's go ahead and start getting our lines out. Working hard on upgrading our resources. Let's do it. Let's do it. I think once we're done building this train station with these iron resources, I think we'll call it a video, because we have been recording for a little while, and I don't want the videos to get too terribly long. I've been letting them slowly creep up in length recently, and I kind of want to put an end to that if I can. Okay, so now let's see. So let's get a count of how many miners we have. So we have 270, so 9, 18, 27, so that's 3 red lines we can get out. So how many lines do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we want a 9 to 3. And I don't think there's a 9 to 3 here in our blueprint book. It only goes up to 8. So what we can do is we can just kind of combine a couple of lines together by just merging them together like this. We can do the same thing over here too. Bring us down to 7. Down to 7 lines. Okay. So we want a 7 to 3. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 to 3. So 7 to 3. There we go. Hooray, I didn't have to chop down that dead tree. And I think our research is all done for what we actually can research for now until we get our next level of science, which is either going to be purple or yellow. But let's check. Oh no, we still have a couple. We still have one more. Okay, well, cool. Alright, let's go ahead and line all this up with our medium poles of awesomeness. I like to start from the center just so that way I can just get nice even lines that ensure full coverage of the entire patch. So there we go. Now I can just kind of run back and forth while dragging them down. Let's not forget our radar while we're here. That way we can always see our patch, check in on things if we need to from map view. Very helpful as always. There we go, almost done. Oops. Okay, now let's start throwing some lights on these things. So let's see. Do some lights on every other one. And then same thing on the other side. let's see, where did we put the lights? We have lights here. Okay, very good. And then the light's there, so it goes here. And then that goes here and here. Very good. So now we've got our 3 lines ready to come on out. Now let's go ahead and build our train stop. So how do we want to build the train stop off of this? We can have it come up from here and then merge down over there and then extend this out. Maybe that's what we'll do. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, train. I know you're gonna hate me for a little bit, but it just is what it is. We're gonna extend this out. Rocks! Alright, that should be good. 1, 2. Okay, and then let's do our roundabout to make our train happy again. Our coal train happy again. And there we go. Whoops. There we go. Train's happy again. Let's go ahead and bring power and radars along for the ride, and then we'll re-signal this. Nice. Thank you, achievement. Thank you, thank you. Nice big railway. And the game is very pleased with my nice big railway. Okay. And then, hi train. See again, be careful, you're gonna get smacked by those. You're gonna get smacked by those. It's inevitable. It is inevitable. It is inevitable. But do your best. Because coming back to get your dead body is always a bit of a pain in the butt. Okay. So now what we want to do is the train's going to be coming along here on the right side, right? So we're going to want it to go up, get the iron, and then come back down. So let's go ahead and start building a off-ramp up to our iron. I think I'll start building it from about the same place here, just for some nice keeping things symmetrical, even though the on-ramp is not going to be very symmetrical. So we're going to go ahead and do that, make our way up. There we go. And then we're going to start working our way down. Kill the tree, the already dead tree. Oh goodness, we're going to have to extend our track out even more probably. Well, now we got lucky. Nice. Go us. Go us. Alright, now let's signal this. So here we're just doing a merge, so we just need an out signal here. And then we need an in signal to go in, because again, it's just merge, right? We're not intersecting anything. So we should be okay. And that's all the research we can do for now. So that will hopefully let our science stack up a little bit. And then hopefully we don't have to expand on that. And then we want to go ahead and signal our off-ramp. And now we've broken that up into its own block, as you can see with the different color. So now we want to go ahead and place our station. This is going to be our iron ore pickup. I think we have electric furnaces researched, right? Where would they be? There they are. We could even start making them, and then that way we could even smelt on site and then bring the plates in directly on train. Well, I don't have that set up right now, so this is probably just going to be ore, and that's fine. But next time we need to expand iron. I like that. I think we'll do that next time. But for this time, I don't think we're going to be able to. Okay. So let's go ahead and put the stop right about here. Seems fine. And then you are going to be iron or pickup. Lovely. And then let's put a train down. And again, we'll just do 2. Should be fine. And then here we have 3 lines going in. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have them go this way this time. Oh, I forgot to put the buffer chests. Silly me. I knew this was off. This looked a little off to me. So there we go. Buffer chests. Power poles. And then more stack inserters. And now our belts. There we go. We have that one go there, that one go there, and that one go there. Easy peasy. Now let's get everything nice and connected. Like that. Make sure we have good radar coverage, which it looks like we do, so we're okay there. And then let's get this connected to power as well. And there we go. Now that's all powered up. Life is good. We are mining ore. We are mining ore. And look at that. Our coal train is happy. Our coal train is happy. And our iron ore is starting to come in. We don't have our train logic set up yet, and that is okay. So now we need to go ahead and make our iron ore drop-off station, right? So that's going to be over here. We'll just let the train load up, because why not? It's fine. It is fine. Whew, that's quite the run. Yeah, maybe build a car. Maybe build a car, that way you're not running so much. But we'll get to exoskeletons and the like soon enough. Again, as always, feel free to skip around the video, right? This is just a hobby of mine. I'm not making ad revenue. So I don't care as much about watch time and stuff like that. Obviously, of course, I do love more views. I do love subscribers. I do love interacting with you guys in comments, all that other good stuff that the YouTube algorithm loves. But I'm not too terribly worried about watch time, especially with how long these videos are. So please, please, please feel free. Feel free. Alright, let's go ahead and build another one of these. Around here-ish. Something like that, I think. What we want to do is we want to go ahead and merge that back onto our train, onto our network. And I did not leave a lot of room for this.
So I did not think that through as well as I should have. So hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me. But we shall see. I'll build this as far as I can. Okay. And then I will try to merge this as best I can. I'm going to try to just merge it really close too, since I don't have a lot of room. Because I did not leave myself a lot of room, which is a little unfortunate. But it's all good. I'm going to do something like this. Maybe I can even merge them onto the same. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will do that. So now what I need to do is I need to go ahead and break that up into its own block, and then break that up into its own block as well. And then we're going to do a on-ramp. We can do a separate on-ramp. We don't have to merge these together because I did leave myself a lot more room this way. That might make signaling a little complex later, but for now it should be okay. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not the greatest at trains in the world. I'm not as good at planning those out as I am things like a main bus design. I'm very good at planning that out at this point. But train designs, I'm still not the greatest at. There we go. So now let's go ahead and turn that into its own block, like that. And there we go. Now let's go ahead and place down our stop. And this is going to be our iron ore drop-off. And there we go. And now I'm going to put on a fake train that I'll take away soon-ish. I'm just using it to help me build the station out. And then here we will offload our stuff. And then I believe we just had 3 lines of iron, right? Yeah. Okay. We'll keep it that way. But we're going to end up upgrading all of this to red belt now, just to make sure that we get nice amounts of iron throughput here. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put a stack inserter here and a box, and then a stack inserter here, so we can get this train fed on our solid fuel as well. Like that. So there's that. Now we want to go ahead and see, how do I want to do this? I want to do something like, well, first let's do the buffer chests. And then I want 3 lines going up. think I want to go ahead and outshoot like that. Kind of like what I was already doing here. Merge those into one. And then merge these into one. And then I'm going to merge these two into one as well, just to again have the 3 lines. I could try to figure out how to do 4 lines, but our main bus here is kind of tight. So I'm just going to do the 3 lines here. So we'll just merge these two. Into one. And do a little bit of loop-de-loops. Like that. And then you go there, and you go there. And now we've got 3 lines. So let's get all of this hooked up to power. There we go. And then let's go ahead and remove this train before it gets all filled up with solid fuel. And now what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and program our other train that we have to come back. I think we can actually program it from a distance, so let's try that. But it doesn't have any fuel, so we need to run back, give him some fuel. I did not think that through. That's okay. We live, we learn, we make mistakes. It's fine. It's all fine. It is all fine. And then we'll route those 3 belts up, and then we will convert all of our iron ore smelting, except for that 4th line, into red belts. Actually, we could probably even convert that 4th one, even if it doesn't fully use it all. But it's all good. Actually, since we're here, let's go ahead and grab, let's grab additional mining drills, so that way we can finish off that patch too, while we're there. And also cleaning up our inventory, so you guys get coal. You get stone. Looks like that's... There we go. You get stone. Where's my power pole guy? Oh, there it is. You get wood. And the rest of this we'll keep for now. And we're going to go over here and get our mining drills. Where are our mining drills? There they are. Hello, mining drills. Hello, hello, hello. Let's get some more belts too, because we're gonna need them. I'm gonna go and remove that. We'll eventually get to electric furnaces. So let's see if we can't automate electric furnaces now, because it shouldn't be that hard to set up. Steel, stone, which is already being used here, and then actually we can just set it up literally right here. How convenient. How convenient. Just set it up right here. You can be in, you can be in. There you go. And then you can out into a box. And we'll limit you to, let's say, I'll limit you to about, well, yeah, to, I think they're stacks of 50, right? They might be stacks of 100, actually. Let's check. Those are stacks of 50, so I'm going to assume stacks of 50. So yeah, we'll limit you to 500, that's fine. And then let's go ahead and get you powered on. And then that should do it. Yeah! Now we have electric furnaces. That way next time we can smelt on site. How's electricity doing? Electricity is doing great. You can see that with the solar panels up, the steam just is barely doing anything at all, which is awesome. That's what we want. So yeah, this is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We could add circuits as well to read the amount of power that the accumulators have, and keep the steam off until the accumulators have exhausted most of their supply, and then turn steam on. But I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. But that's an idea if you want to make your power a little bit more efficient without completely cutting steam off until after you have plenty of panels. That's one way you could do it. Okay. Let's finish placing these guys down and then get our train all programmed up. And then we'll follow it around on a trip and make sure it works. And then we're going to hook up our new iron ore resources back into our main bus system. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. At least I find it exciting. I love solving problems. And resource problems, I mean any problem. Any problem's a fun problem to solve, but resource problems are... I find them fun to solve. Alright, let's go ahead and throw our solid fuel in there. There we go. Let's hop into the train. Just because as soon as it pulls away, I want to be in it, right? So we can ride it back. And then checking here, I'm just checking our symbols. Yeah, that's occupied, so that's red. That makes sense. Green. And then that's going to circle back around, come up here. And then that's green for now because it's not occupied. It should turn red when it's occupied. And then we'll be able to green merge into there. We'll be able to green merge into there too. That might be considered an intersection, actually. Oops. So let's take a quick look at that. I think it should be fine. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out eventually, see if our trains crash, and if they do, then I'll have to add chain signals to it. But no worries. Anyway, so we want to leave iron ore pickup when you have full cargo or you've been inactive for 5 minutes or 5 seconds. We want to leave iron, and then we want to go to iron ore drop off. We want to leave there when you have empty cargo or inactivity for 5 seconds. Cool, and that should do it. So let's go ahead and watch it go. Uh-oh, I'm not bringing along the cars. Why aren't I bringing along the cars? Why aren't I bringing along the cars? That's awful. That's awful. Alright, let's drive that back. Figure out what's going on. Why don't I have cars? You guys are all hooked up, right? Jeez. Okay, fuel. Here, have some fuel. Let's try that again. This time, you guys should be all hooked up. Is there a way to see if it's hooked up? Guess we'll find out. Anyway, leave pickup at full cargo or 5 seconds. Leave drop off at empty cargo or 5 seconds. Go. There we go. So now let's watch, make sure everything is A-okay. Should go up there. There we go. Should drop off. Look how fast those stack inserters work. Isn't that awesome? And there it goes. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this stuff back up. All right, so let's figure out where we want to route it up at. We want to route it up. I guess we want to route it up through here, right? We can take advantage of these existing lines. Let's see. Yeah, our iron is really starting to run dry, as you guys can see. We're at the point now where basically all of our iron is going to be trained in. And that is A-okay. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Even though... Alright, I think I'm just going to route it up through here. 1, 2, 3. See, how do I want to do this? How do I want to merge this together? Do that. Let's do that. And then let's do that. There we go. That'll work. Okay, the 3 lines are there. So we're just going to drag these guys right on down. I love how the game, for the most part, automatically puts in the underground belts for you. It's really convenient. It's really, really, really convenient. I like it a lot. There we go. We should be good. Careful, don't get run over by that train. I'm gonna get run over by the trains. But yeah, that should keep our iron ore flowing, at least for the next little while. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Actually. Pretty nice. So yeah, you can see that with our stack inserter exit here, it keeps our belts fully loaded up, right? And as long as the buffer chests don't ever run out, as long as the train works fast enough, then we'll have a constant supply of ore now. So that's something we'll want to keep an eye on. If these buffer chests ever run out, if the iron ore train doesn't come back soon enough. So if we look at this, right, this is all merged back to the bus. It's going to start going slower now, right, because it's on yellow belts. We need to upgrade the rest of this to red belts too, which we'll do in just a little bit. But I just want to make sure that these do not run out. And they are starting to run low before the train comes back. So it might be good for us to put a second train there. Just to make sure that we do not run out of iron. So once this train leaves, I'm going to build another train and then program it the exact same way. And then we'll have 2 iron ore trains. Cool. So yeah, same thing. And the way we can do that actually is once this train lands, we can shift right click and shift left click to copy the exact same thing. So shift right click, and then we should be able to just shift left click this. There we go, and we got the same conditions. I'm also thinking we can change the colors of these guys too. So let's go ahead and change this guy to blue-ish for iron, right? Blue-ish for iron. There we go. You can shift right click that. Shift left click that, and now he's blue too. And then let's go ahead and say go. And now we have 2 iron trains. Just making sure I don't get smacked in the face by the other train, see it coming. And then likewise, I'm going to turn this one to black. There we go. For our coal train. And now we have 2 iron trains and 1 coal train. Life is good. Plenty of iron coming in now. So let's go ahead and start upgrading these 3 lanes of our bus to red. Well, let's do all 4 lanes of our bus to red. So that way all of our iron plates are all red belted in. Really speeding things up. These can stay yellow because that mine's going to run out anyway, sooner or later. I'm going to do it just 1 lane at a time though. Let's start with this top lane. That way I don't leave any accidental yellow spaces. The coal that's coming in does not need to be upgraded to red, right? Because the steel furnaces don't use that much coal anyway. And the steel furnaces can keep up with red belts anyway too, which is great. So here, you take those, you take those. Thank you. And then whenever we're done with a line of converting it from red or from yellow to red, we can go drop it off at our mall. So as you can see, as you drag the belt along, it'll upgrade the underground belts to red, but it does not upgrade the splitters to red. So we have to do that manually. And you want the splitters to be red because yellow splitters split a lot slower than red splitters, right? And so that's going to slow down your iron plates if you do not upgrade them. Now it's okay for these to stay yellow, because they don't need to be red, because our demands on them don't require red. So we don't need to upgrade those. That should be okay. And I think the rest of this is already red. But just gonna make sure. Hold on just 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm back. So we finished upgrading that top line to red belts. So now let's go ahead and drop off our extra yellow belts, pick up additional red belts, undergrounds, all that stuff, so that way we can upgrade our next line to all red belts too. And then once we're done with this upgrading process, I think we'll call it a video. I probably should have called it a video already, but I don't want to. I'm going to go ahead and unblock that because we're going to need lots of red belts. And then we're going to go and just put these into the red boxes. I kind of wish I could control click these to get them in there, even with the red box. That would be a nice quality of life thing that unfortunately the game does not have. So I have to put them into the red spaces manually. Okay, so there's those. Let's go ahead and grab all the belts. We're going to need all the belts. We're not going to need that many splitters, but let's grab some more splitters. We're going to need, maybe I don't want all the belts. Something like that, maybe. And then we're going to want some more underground belts. All right. So let's go do the next set of upgrades. Actually, I think, well, no, I'm just going to do it forwards only, because again, I don't want to miss anything. And the way that I process, I like to process from beginning to end, and I have a hard time processing from end to beginning. So I'm just going to do it that way. So these are already red. You can kind of see the yellow peeking through and the red peeking through, so you can see that they've been upgraded to red already. You can also Q on it to see what it is. And these are already red. So now we're just going to take it and run just like last time. And then we're going to go along the whole path, including the smelting. So there's that. There's that. And there's this. And then here's our output. All red belted up. And now we just run along it until the upgrade is complete. And then rinse and repeat 2 more times. This should go faster because now I don't have to upgrade all the splitters. I just have to run it down until we meet our red part. And there we go. Alright, this one I'm going to try to do backwards, that's fine. So we'll run up. Look at all the iron we have now, it's glorious. Okay, and let's go ahead and do this part. And this part. And this part. And then this part. And now that's our third line red. Pretty sure. Yep, there we go. So everything has now been upgraded to red. And everything is nice and tightly packed. So we are looking pretty good. Pretty good indeed. So now let's go ahead and upgrade this guy here to red. So I'm going to go back to the beginning there, because that's another iron plate, right? So I want to upgrade all our iron plate line to red. Oh, it's all the way back there. Goodness gracious. I might not have enough red belt for this, but let's do the best we can. Let's do the best that we can. Dang, I didn't use a balancer for this. But, oh well. Okay. Oops. Oh well. Let's keep rolling as far as we can anyway. Yeah, we're not going to have enough belt for this. At least not yet. We'll have to make another trip to the mall. But we'll get as far as we can. Oh, we got pretty far actually in terms of upgrading this. So hold on, I'm going to go make a trip back to the mall before I partially upgrade this. We got pretty far. Not bad. Not bad. See our gears whirring away up there. Going as fast as they possibly can. Alright. So let's go ahead and put all the yellow belts in here. What I could do is I could just unblock it, do that, and then reblock it. That's fine too. That's actually a lot easier. Unblock, place, reblock. There we go. Why aren't you guys making? Now they're making. That doesn't make any sense. Now they're making. That was really weird. Oh well. Anyway, more belt please. And then let's finish the upgrade. And you can have my iron ore. Okay. go. Alright, just about done. And then all of our iron production has been upgraded to red belts, which is fantastic. We'll want to do the same to steel eventually, but for now, steel is holding up just fine, so I don't need to worry about that now. The next thing that was starting to run out was copper, but copper appears to have backed up pretty nicely at this point, so we can hold off on that for just a little bit, but we may end up needing to solve it next time anyway. But I'm hoping next time we can work our way up to bots, so fingers crossed for that. Fingers crossed for that. Hopefully we don't run into any additional problems. Our electric mining, or our electric furnaces are moving along nice, which is sweet. So let's go ahead and drop off all of our extra belts again. There we go. All our extra underground belts as well. Extra splitters, if any. Nope, we're good there. Alright, let's drop our train stuff off. So let me put an extra chest here. Drop our train stuff off there. And here. Let me take like half of these and put them in here. There we go. Let's go ahead and drop this off. Let's drop these off. Let's drop these off. And these. And these. Lovely. Alright, sweet. And that is a video. So yeah, like I said, hopefully next time we can get our way up to bots. Once we get to bots, that completely changes the game. It helps things out a ton. You guys have no idea. So really looking forward to that. So anyway, like I said, this video's been taking way too long, but it's all good. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. As always, I really appreciate your help and support. Feel free to ask questions anytime. I'm always happy to discuss in the comments below. And I will see y'all next time. Take care.